So I know that people do not always have 40, 45 minutes to practice yoga or even 20 minutes to practice yoga. Here is a 20-minute sequence. Let's begin and enjoy. Come into, put the big toes together, knees wide, walk the hands out, and just really press those sit bones back towards the heels to get that length in the torso after we were working a little bit aerobically. So now you can slow down the breath. And then inhale to all fours, and you'll tuck the toes under and come into downward facing dog. And just because it feels good, you can start to just walk the legs out. You can shake the head out a little bit so you can loosen up the neck. And then, if you like to do this stretch, you can slowly bend the knees, really bring the armpits to the floor, and then straighten the legs, really working those front thighs. And then bend the knees down and come into big toes together. Knees wide, couple of breaths here. And then again, inhale, coming up to all fours. Tuck the toes and coming to a downward facing. And then if you can, I'm going to walk around this way, keep the head low, bring the feet wide, and if you need something under your hand, you can have a block, but you want to make the feet parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Put your right hand in the middle. This is where if you need a block, or if you needed a chair, you could do that. And then slowly bring the opposite arm up. And then slowly bring that hand down, and either using the block, I'll show with the block on the other side. You bring the palm on the block. You really want to work those legs so the outer ankles go into the outer hips. You're lifting those front thighs, and then you bring that top arm up. And then bring those hands back to the center. And then see if you can bend the knees a little bit, bring the hands to the hips, or if you're okay in the hamstrings, you can keep the torso long. A couple of breaths here. And inhale, coming up. So your feet are already wide, and we'll do some standing poses this way, where you just want to be soft in the knees as I'll do mirror image. So you'll bring that left foot toe to heel, right foot heel to toe, and then inhale those arms up, shoulder height, and you really reach, like you're trying to touch the wall over there, finding the thigh or the shin, the top arm can come up. Now again, here you want to engage those abdominals, and that's what's going to help you turn the head if you're okay in the neck. Otherwise, you can keep the head in neutral and just look forward. So you're trying to keep that head and tail in line with each other, and it's not throwing the neck back or too much forward either. And then inhale those arms up and bring the feet back to parallel. And then with soft knees, you can take the right foot toe to heel, left foot heel to toe, and then really reach that arm, finding the thigh or the shin, and the top arm comes up, really engaging those thighs, like you could stand here without the arms, so it's the complete leg support. And then inhale, slowly come up, bring those legs wide. Again, we're going to come forward. And again, if you need the block or even a chair, if you really needed something underneath you for this, we're again going to put the right hand down, lift the left arm up. You can also keep that head looking down or looking to the side or looking up to the top hand. And then coming through the center again, put the left hand down, right arm up. And then bring the hands to the hips, or maybe you've got your hands on the blocks. If you need to have soft knees, you can have soft knees. And then you can slowly come up. We're just making sure you don't get dizzy. And then we're already in the legs wide, so we'll take the left foot toe to heel, right foot heel to toe. And as we're going to bend into Parsvakonasana, so we put the forearm here. If you have a block, you can always put the block behind the foot, and then the top arm can come straight up or up and over. So the block has many ways it can go, at least 3 ways if you want that. Or you can keep the forearm on the thigh. And again, you really engage those abdominals, and that helps twist the spine a little bit so that you can look up to the top arm, or you can keep the head neutral. And then inhale, slowly come up, bring those feet parallel, and then again, soft knees so that you can take the left foot toe to heel, right foot heel to toe, bending. Better take my block over here. That's why in class we have our blocks and we put them both on the side. Bending here, you can have the forearm on the leg, top arm just straight up or up and over. The block can go many levels. And what's nice about having the block there is then you can use the arm and the leg together, so you can really press the arm and the leg together. And then inhale, slowly come up, bring the feet parallel. And then again, we'll go down and do one of those twists. So just, come slow, don't go fast. It might get easier if we do it multiple times. If you need the block, the chair, whatever extra there to do this twist, you can, placing the right arm in the center. Inhale the left arm up. And slowly switching sides, left hand down, right hand up. And then both hands down, or you can bring both hands to your hips for a couple of breaths, or you can have soft knees to roll up the spine, so whatever works for you. And we'll take a couple of breaths here in legs wide.
I can start to feel that now too. So in a way, with going down, we're, going into that head lower than the heart business. So, which can help us when we go into things like headstand. Anyway, so again, take the left foot toe to heel, right foot heel to toe. And this time it is useful to have a block. You don't have a block, you don't need to worry about it. But what we're going to do is we're going to slowly come into triangle with the top arm here for a minute. And then as we bend the leg, we inch the back foot in. If you've got the block, then you can put your hand there and bring the top leg up into Ardha Chandrasana. And if you can use the arm, you can. If not, you can just bring it down. And then what I like about this pose now is bending the front leg and really extending long so it's even longer. You can come back through triangle pose. And this pose, this particular way I learned, and then slowly come up. I learned in California 2 years ago when I went to an Iyengar class in Encinitas. And that's the way that the main teacher was practicing. So bring the arms down, a couple of breaths here. And you can always bring the block to the other side. And then bending the knees, you can take the right foot toe to heel, left foot heel to toe. And then as you bend the front, come down into the triangle first. Always have to remember what I've just done. And then bending the front leg, you can reach towards the block and put the top leg up. Or if you have a chair, what's nice is just putting the hand or leaning on the top bar of the chair. I used to teach pregnant women this way, just using chair for this pose. And then again, really bend the front leg, extend that leg really long, and come into Utthita Trikonasana. And then inhale, slowly come up, bring the feet parallel. Just inching closer together. I think we did a lot of legs wide there. So just give yourself a minute to have a bit of softness and do a little bit of spine rolling just to soften some of those layers. And then we're going to come down to sitting. And this could be an easy place to have a few props if you have them. You can have a pillow, you can have blanket. So it could be useful to sit on a pillow or a blanket or a block, because we'll do legs wide sitting this way. It could be useful to have a belt, but I'll show you how to do it all. And it could be useful to have a block. So we'll come into legs wide, and if you need more height, you just take more height. Like sometimes, you need a couple of blankets, a couple of pillows, because it's very hard to sit this way. You can also modify how far out the legs go as well. Ballet dancers bring them all the way up, but my legs don't do that. The key here is to really engage the thighs, toes up to the ceiling, so that you're not rolling them back or rolling them forward, which I can't even do, but I would have a tendency more to do that. But everybody has different tendencies. So we're going to sit up as vertical as we can here. And then we're going to turn towards the right side. So this is the right side for me. Now, if you have a belt, you can bring that belt here and bring the abdominals there. stay here for a couple of breaths. And then if you're able to come a little deeper, you can come a little deeper. And if you don't have the belt, you just put your hands on the side of the leg. You can just like even hold the calf. And it's fine with me if you bend the arms, you know, although there's a lot of teachers who will say always to straighten the arms, but as you go deeper, the arms may soften a little bit too. But the arms are meant to also work and do certain holds on the foot too. And then inhale, slowly come up and come back through the center. This is also, you know, like if you sat on something, sometimes you can put supports under your knees too if you need that. And then twist to the other side. And again, you can just bring the hands over here, or if you've got a belt or a towel. I used to teach kids where I just ask them to bring a towel because not everybody's got a belt. I think I even knew people who would find old real belts to use. Yoga belts, again, are a very specific prop that teachers started to make or have made. And there's many different kinds too. So stay here for a few breaths. And you don't want to forget about the opposite leg. You still want to be pressing that down. And if you want to hold the foot, or if you hold the belt, you can go a little bit deeper, kind of like head to knee pose. And then inhale, slowly come up. And again, have the legs wide. And then we're going to go into a version of Parivita Janashirasana, which is revolved head to knee pose. So you're gonna, I'm bending in my right leg here, and I'm trying to have the shin on the floor. And then I'm lining my torso up with the left leg. So I'm gonna start here. And then one of the easiest ways I have found to go into this pose is to bend the knee, and then I can take my hand and turn the thumb and the first two fingers into the knee. And you can just stay here in this pose, like here, and then trying to lift the shoulder up, and you can bring the arm up and over if this is as far as you can go. You can also have a block here to help keep that elbow close into that thigh. And then, of course, if I can do it, the final pose is bringing, feeling that in the hip. The final pose is trying to straighten the leg, and the arm comes to the outer part of the foot. But you can just stay here, you can stay in the bend, you can use the block inside. And then inhale, slowly come up. Bring that right leg out. And you might just want to shake out the legs for a minute before we do the other side. You know, you're always welcome to shake out the legs in between poses. And then for the other side, I'm bending in my left shin. And then I'm turning my torso to bring it in line with the right leg. And then the next phase is bending that knee and taking the hand and turning the fingers in towards the big toe. So that helps to bring the elbow down in front of the leg. And again, if you, oh, I forgot to show the belt part. If you have a block, you can always put the the block in front and get that shoulder up. With the belt, of course, you can put the belt around the foot to get more in there, or you can use the belt for the top hand. And then again, the goal is to try to straighten the leg out, and the top arm comes to the outer part of the foot, and you revolve your belly up to the ceiling. And then inhale, slowly come up. And thank you for coming, and namaste.